catch me slipping. Pull up in spots we got to drop, they never paid attention. No about the pissing, dirty project calls, conscious missing. Got people jumping on my line like I was going fishing. Bow to my sires. Past life flash right by us. Spike your food so you can't digest. I can't digress. Shining on vampires who can't process. The moon over campfires. We on the move, breaking rules. No, they can't tie us, can't buy us. Manila envelope deniers. Control times, haters still clocking. Got dirty Moors trying to resurrect the chauffeur, the real prophet. They trying to get the profit like a dollar sign and brackets. Game of tennis, nigga. I'm just here to make the racket. These crooked governments got royalties and cuffs, and all we got is nationality, like art inside the galleries.
Canaanland, I'm a Moor. They all know. There is no contract. I'm just downtown with this thing.
Bone thuggin', not for nothing, never catch me slipping. Pull up in spots we got to drop, they never paid attention. No about the pissing, dirty project calls, conscious missing. Got people jumping on my line like I was going fishing. Bow to my sires. Past life flash right by us. Spike your food so you can't digest. I can't digress. Shining on vampires who can't process. The moon over campfires. We on the move, breaking rules. No, they can't tie us, can't buy us. Manila envelope deniers. Control times, haters still clocking. Got dirty Moors trying to resurrect the chauffeur, the real prophet. They trying to get the profit like a dollar sign and brackets. Game of tennis, nigga. I'm just here to make the racket. These crooked governments got royalties and cuffs, and all we got is nationality, like art inside a gallery. So pardon my mentality. Bloodline stretching like an empire that's all the way from Barbary to Tartary. My mind's ecclesiastic. Prophets show me proofs inside the circle 7. Asiatic, we not Negro, black or colored. Bone thuggin', not for nothing, never catch me slipping. Pull up in spots we got to drop, they never paid attention. No about the pissing, dirty project calls, conscious missing. Got people jumping on my line like I was going fishing. Back on my mission, packed up all my ammunition. Backed off all this competition, they don't got this kind of vision, no. These are the new days of our lives. All my time he ticking, copy by the minute. Got these chakras spinning.
7 in the quadrants, G between the compass squared, Samson between Boaz and Yoakum. Never scared, ships arrive in thousands. We are not alone the way some think. I think they are not us but clones. Looking up drones, staring back. Got track 5G phones, implants, check their heads and their backs. Adam's apple big, what kind of female is that? Eyes color change like a chameleon, plus underwear tracks. Wires sticking out, cyborg holes, Miss Frankenstein. No protection needed, self-lubricating vagina. So anthropomorphic, then go for more dick than he can give it. An android goes livid. Skynet is NSA, surveillance is global. Since refusal to be noble, force creed is Constantinople. Force GMO, nanotech, air clouds. Sound weapons, heart attack guns for non-social distance crowds.
Bone thuggin', not for nothing, never catch me slipping. Pull up in spots we got to drop, they never paid attention. No about the pissing, dirty project calls, conscious missing. Got people jumping on my line like I was going fishing. Back on my mission, packed up all my ammunition. Backed off all this competition, they don't got this kind of vision, no. These are the new days of our lives. All my time he ticking, copy by the minute. Got these chakras spinning.
Memorandum. Don't have the oaks and barns of 1938. Fucking thrown out on that alone.
This is what you need to know. Stuff you need to know, fellas. Ladies. Stuff you need to know.
Going nowhere. Canaanland, I'm a Moor.
Yes, y'all in, discard them like blunt trash. Active more Avengers, call that a hawk smash. Your conscious spoon sniffling booze and role models. Won't accept facts and just quarrel. No 5 principles, of course, no profit. Facebook and YouTube names they won't have on the docket. They say go fund me, and when you go fund them and get robbed, I say I told you, don't fund them. Still won't listen and call yourself deaf. While most say middle, my path is right hand or left. Some say your cult and think we worship Baphomet. We just Sufis with trance for Muhammad. Offerings of fruit for Oya and Oshun. If that won't work, we call in some Shangoons. Summon demons at the full blood and new moons. Mirror steel blade only escaped by a few coons. And those that escaped are on the run or stay running. Falling off the London Bridge or jumping. Nobody beats the Moors.
Nobody beats the
Nobody beats the Moors.
Nobody beats the
Nobody beats the Moors.
Nobody beats the
Nobody beats the Moors. We studied from the masters, we know that stuff we loaded. From Moorish Empire books to hip-hop decoded. Before modern decoders, we studied A.A. Rashid, Conscious Kent Hemet, Basalim and Akeem. Moore's water up the table round like common had soul. We got degrees by the pound, stay uplifting humanity. We got Moors near Japan and lands nether and even Afghanistan. On every Atlantis island, Moors you find them repping Moorish nation, not Turtle Island. Island when it's really a continent. Anybody saying Drew Ali's a myth incompetent. Claiming black and Indian nonsense, then begging active Moors to help you out your consequence. We still lend a hand, our first principle love. Realize, not a hand, just a stick in a glove.
Nobody beats the
Nobody beats the Moors.
Nobody beats the
Nobody beats the Moors.
Nobody beats the
Nobody beats the Moors. Yes, y'allin', discard them like blood trash. Active more Avengers, call that a hawk smash. Your conscious coon sniffling booze and role models. Won't accept facts and just quarrel. No 5 principles, of course, no profit. Facebook and YouTube names they won't have on the docket. They say go fund me, and when you go fund them and get robbed, I say I told you, don't fund them. Still won't listen and call yourself deaf. While most say middle, my path is right hand or left. Some say your cult and think we worship Baphomet. We just Sufis with trance for Muhammad. Offerings of fruit for Oya and Oshun. If that won't work, we call in some Shangoons. Summon demons at the full blood and new moons. Mirror steel blade only escaped by a few coons. And those that escaped are on the run or stay running. Falling off the London Bridge or jumping.
Nobody beats the
Nobody beats the Moors.
Nobody beats the
Nobody beats the Moors.
Nobody beats the
Nobody beats the Moors.
Nobody beats the
Nobody beats the Moors. We studied from the masters, we know that stuff we loaded. From Moorish Empire books to hip-hop decoded. Before modern decoders, we studied A.A. Rashid, Conscious Kent Hemet, Basalim and Akeem. Moore's water up the table round like common had soul. We got degrees by the pound, stay uplifting humanity. We got Moors near Japan and lands nether and even Afghanistan. On every Atlantis island, Moors you find them repping Moorish nation, not Turtle Island. Island when it's really a continent. Anybody saying Drew Ali's a myth incompetent. Claiming black and Indian nonsense, then begging active Moors to help you out your consequence. We still lend a hand, our first principle love. Realize, not a hand, just a stick in a glove.
Nobody beats the
Nobody beats the Moors.
Nobody beats the
Nobody beats the Moors.
Nobody beats the
Nobody beats the Moors.
Nobody beats the
Nobody beats the Moors. On and on, till the break of dawn. Many Negro black scholars coin tell pawns. Doing dirty work, keep you deaf and dumb. With no love, truth, peace, justice, or freedom. Moors have returned, called the ancient ones. We are the copper-tone natives, not the Asian ones. Feathers up in turbans, Allah's patient sons. Key man escaped shots from Smith's agent guns. Or any quarter pro plans or thesis plots. Not getting a slave name, talking to racist cops. Violating oaths of office and ethics. Never knew I was a Moor, thought I was synthetic. Stop being skeptic, suddenly apologetic. We shut down the psychological warfare methods. Active Moors check it, see it as a lesson. Muftis will know their strength before the foes test it.
Nobody beats the
Nobody beats the Moors.
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 Nobody beats the Moors, nobody beats the Moors. Nobody beats the Moors, nobody beats the Moors. Nobody beats the Moors, nobody beats the Moors.
back, let me tell you this. Listen to it, okay? They say what else than kill it would only make you stronger. But I'm still here a little bit longer. Oh yeah, I should have been a long goner. What goes around comes back around, just like it's karma. What you sow you're gonna reap because you're the farmer. Nowadays you can't trust your own peeps because some of them ain't farmers. They will sit at the feet of the beast just to eat meat. Beefing I'm not into, this is what I'm into. Rhymes and instrumentals, fundamentals. Yo, I put my pen to the pad and put my thoughts on the line. I knew for a long time you've been trying to stop my shine, but you can't because I'm having a great time in the medulla, which is in the mind. Another one bite the dust now. Don't cry, I did when my grandmama died. Yo, come a little closer, man. Let me tell you something. Come a little closer. Not so close though, man. Stand back. Let me tell you this. Listen to it, okay? They say what else than kill it would only make you stronger. But I'm still here a little bit longer. Oh yeah, I should have been a long goner. What goes around comes back around, just like it's karma. What you sow you're gonna reap because you're the farmer. Nowadays you can't trust your own peeps because some of them ain't farmers. They will sit at the feet of the beast just to eat meat. Beefing I'm not into, this is what I'm into. Rhymes and instrumentals, fundamentals. Yo, I put my pen to the pad and put my thoughts on the line. I knew for a long time you've been trying to stop my shine, but you can't because I'm having a great time in the medulla, which is in the mind. Another one bite the dust now. Don't cry, I did when my grandmama died, but now she's an ancestor. I be having bad dreams, the doctor said it's from the trauma. 500 years and we still dealing with the drama. Question mark, no period, it's all commas. Come a little closer, come on, yo. Come closer, let me tell you a little something. Come closer, let me tell you something. Come closer, let me tell you a little something. Come closer, let me tell you something. Come closer, let me tell you a little something. Come closer, let me tell you something. Come closer, let me tell you a little something. Come closer, let me tell you something.
More is my status. I used to be black too until I study, found out it's not natural. Used to say I'm Rastafari, to capture is now the inner. No need to burn them out, let them simmer. Douse them in gas, about to light a big blunt. Rappers faking more than women wearing wigs front. Used to be black power, found out there's no power there. Talk a lot of kill crack and shit, white man still standing there. Used to be comedic, left my mind like invalids. Dick Gregory taught me leave those dusty ass pyramids. George G.M. James taught me Moors were custodians. Drew Ali and Jesus taught me watch out for those holy men.
Yo, come a little closer, man. Let me tell you something. Come a little closer. Not so close though, man. Stand back, let me tell you this. Listen to it, okay? They say what else than kill it would only make you stronger. But I'm still here a little bit longer. Oh yeah, I should have been a long goner. What goes around comes back around, just like it's karma. What you sow you're gonna reap because you're the farmer. Nowadays you can't trust your own peeps because some of them ain't farmers. They will sit at the feet of the beast just to eat meat. Beefing I'm not into, this is what I'm into. Rhymes and instrumentals, fundamentals. Yo, I put my pen to the pad and put my thoughts on the line. I knew for a long time you've been trying to stop my shine, but you can't because I'm having a great time in the medulla, which is in the mind. Another one bite the dust now. Don't cry, I did when my grandmama died, but now she's an ancestor. I be having bad dreams, the doctor said it's from the trauma. 500 years and we still dealing with the drama. Question mark, no period, it's all commas. Come a little closer, come on, yo. Come closer, let me tell you a little something. Come closer, let me tell you something. Come closer, let me tell you a little something. Come closer, let me tell you something. Come closer, let me tell you a little something. Come closer, let me tell you something. Come closer, let me tell you a little something. Come closer, let me tell you something.
More is my status. I used to be black too until I study, found out it's not natural. Used to say I'm Rastafari, to capture is now the inner. No need to burn them out, let them simmer. Douse them in gas, about to light a big blunt. Rappers faking more than women wearing wigs front. Used to be black power. Found out there's no power there. Talk a lot of kill crack and shit, white man still standing there. Used to be comedic, left my mind like invalids. Dick Gregory taught me leave those dusty ass pyramids. George G.M. James taught me Moors were custodians. Drew Ali and Jesus taught me watch out for those holy men. Sacrificing animals. Temples smell like butcher shops. Conscious niggas got the pork in the pressure cooker pot. Can't trust my people, they always in denial. Lions say the Israelite, hero names on their trial.
Come closer, let me tell you a little something. Come closer, let me tell you something. Come closer, let me tell you a little something. Come closer, let me tell you something. Come closer, let me tell you a little something. Come closer, let me tell you something. Come closer, let me tell you a little something. Come closer, let me tell you something. They thought we were Niggers until we showed them that we G.O.D. we gods. Walking around the earth in the flesh. You gotta be your best at your best. Whether right or wrong, up or down, left or right, side to side. No tattoos, man, no tight jeans, man. I never went to jail and don't wanna go there, man. I took a look at you and be like, yo, like hot damn. What's up with the purse? And what's up with the skirt? And what's up with the makeup? And what's up with the lipstick? You wearing high heels? You not a man, man. You are a man's man. You from the Stone Age land. You like bam, 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 bam. Come closer, let me tell you a little something. Come closer, let me tell you something. Come closer, let me tell you a little something. Come closer, let me tell you something. Come closer, let me tell you a little something. Come closer, let me tell you something. Come closer, let me tell you a little something. Come closer, let me tell you something.
Hey, Migos, get about this motherfucker. Y'all got him fucked up. Come on. Look at them. They sent a couple of them home. They all packed their shit up and shut this motherfucker down. Nigga, who y'all think y'all playing with? Mexico, man, this is what black people need to be on, man. I swear to God, I love this shit. They are packing their shit up and shutting this motherfucker, huh? On my mama, all that shit. They are not bullshitting. The Mexicans shut this motherfucker down. Nigga said, fuck you, bitch. And Willie and Billy, see, this is what I'm talking about, baby. I swear to God, they got me here geeked up. Oh.
Nationality is the order of the day. If you don't know, then, you know, it is what it is. Happy holy day to all the Moors. If you don't know that Friday is holy day, it is what it is. Honors to all the Moors worldwide. Honors to the Prophet. Honors to the Prophet, Noble Drew Ali, the mastermind. The mastermind that shut it all down. Messed these people up. Fully messed these people up. Just because he came and told the truth. That's all. That's all. He came and told the truth. So honors to the Prophet. Honors to Noble Drew Ali. He's the man. Don't listen to anybody else telling you what they got something, they brought something for you to save you and all that BS. None of these people brought anything to save you. All of them are sellouts. Like Kasir said, all of them. All of them are traitors. Some way, shape, or form, they're a traitor. Some way, shape, or form. Some way, shape, or form, somebody's selling you out. Be careful, Moors. Some of your own wearing turbans and fezzes will put you right back into slavery. Noble Drew Ali. He told you. He told you. Divine origin of the Asiatic nations. The fallen sons and daughters of the Asiatic nation of North America, need to learn to love instead of hate. First line. The fallen sons and daughters of the Asiatic nation of North America need to learn to love instead of hate. The Asiatic nation of North America, not the Asiatic nation of Africa, not Asiatic nation of South America, not Asiatic nation of Australia, of North America, because we're full of hate, full of hate. And the reason why we're so filled of hate is because we're frustrated. We're frustrated that the enemy has the upper hand at all times and we could never do anything to stop this beast. Then you realize that everybody sold you out. And the beast is the least of your problems. The beast is the least of your problems. It's your own. That's your problem. Like, for example, right? For example, your own is your problem. For example, right? Honors to Khalifa Society Moors. We know those Moors took what Drew Ali brought and united the Asiatics near California. You go in the lower jurisdiction under the Asiatic nations of North America, then there's Asiatic nations near all these corporate states that are unified and all that. So, sometime the Moors near Khalifa Society go live. You know, just putting out their classes, their builds, their whatever it is that they're doing. You know, put stuff out, going live. And then on occasion, you know, them Moors get on their live. So a Moor sent me a Khalifa Society live, and then listening to the live, and it's with Hassan Ghazi El Bey. And throughout the whole thing, there's this like slick dissing type of talking that he's doing. He's not saying names of anybody, but he's implying things, implying people are dirty and implying people have black fezzes and implying people with gold fronts and just talking crazy. But not really talking crazy because he's not calling anybody's name or whatever like that. He's just slick dissing. And then the Moor sent me a DM. Like, hey, are you watching the Khalifa Society right now? Because I really think this brother Hassan is talking about you without saying that he's talking about you. I'm like, yeah. I hear him. I hear him. And then in this condescending, I'm the guru guy tone, he's telling Mafi whose platform it is. So you get what I'm saying, right? As if he's on the platform to talk to Mafi or something. Now, why is the conversation that you're having between you and Mafi not you and the 60 people that are on the platform? So we realize people do some slick stuff. So the good brother, and again, it's always your own, right? It's always your own. And people are going to say son and all that stuff. But we're going to say brother, because we rep for a Maxim Almanac. We rep for a Maxim Almanac. Rep hard for a Maxim Almanac. Which is a modern European, in case you're wondering. Right? So a Maxim Almanac, 18 hours ago, put up the Big Dipper. Pray you won't have to make your travel in the winter. In winter, the Big Dipper looks like an upright 7. When it hits the fan, you better follow the North Star to get up to Canaanland. I would assume after the earthquake splitting this dominion in 2, that's the only thing I think can make U.S. fully topple. Just the opinion I have concluded, but hey, maybe I'm just crazy. Maybe. Maybe he's just crazy. Yeah. Who knows? But if we go check the YouTube channel, it's probably not crazy. It's probably not some methed out European trailer park trash and all that stuff. It's probably not that. So he's talking astrology right now. He's talking astrology. Here comes the astrology. Here comes the astrology guy. This is the astrology guy's comment to this modern European putting up something having to do with astrology. Greetings, beloved. Peaceful greetings, beloved Muslim son Latif Bey. Are there any honorable beings near Canaanland not suggesting that mothers get their children back from capture by way of retaining a barrister/bar attorney? Or is this question above too heavy/sane? Sincerely and honorably, Hassan Ghazi Al-Bey, all rights reserved, Zodiac Constitution, Truth A1 AA 222141. So there was this mother who got her children taken. The mother was not competent. The mother right now still doesn't have her children, and it's because she didn't just go get a lawyer. No different than the Moors who get their windows busted open or whatever like that because they want to stand on their rights and all that stuff. And then they get to court and the judge said, so why don't you just show the license? Like, you have a license, right? Yeah. So why don't you just show the license? Well, I'm not in the jurisdiction of the... What are you talking about? Were you doing something illegal? Were you doing something wrong? No? License in good standing? You don't got no warrants? You don't got nothing? So why wouldn't you just show the license? Now you got to go fix the window to get the window fixed. And then you got to pay them some whatever you got to pay them. Just because you didn't show the license? To prove what? What are you proving? You prove something? You didn't prove jack. You just look like a dumbass. Just like this mother, who right now still doesn't have her children back because she's playing Moorish. Instead of just going and getting a damn lawyer. Because you ain't winning with your half foot in the Negro world and half the other body in the Moorish world. You're either in or you're out. If you're a straddler, go get a lawyer. Because when they hold you in contempt for lying, because they're going to ask you something that you don't know how to answer or whatever like that, and then they hold you in contempt for lying and then say 10 years for that, then you're going to learn your lesson. Now, the implication here is that, I'm in error for telling this mother to go get a lawyer because Moors don't hire lawyers. She's not a Moor. She's not a proclaimed Moor. She's Negro with L and B. She's Negro with a turban on. So she ain't no more like that. You better go get a lawyer. Because when you go up there, it's just you and them. And they already have all this info. They have it so locked that they brought you in court on a day that's going to violate your natal chart. And it's going to be on you, not them, because you should already check the stuff to call them and tell them you can't even do that date. Adjourn it for another time. They're in it like that. That's how much of your stuff they know. That you know that. You really don't know? You better shut the hell up. And go hire a lawyer or an attorney. Just like if you ain't know what you're doing, give him the license. Especially if everything's good and you got insurance and you got all the stuff. Then what's the problem? What are you trying to prove? Because you're proving nothing. You're not proving anything. The first time I exercised right to travel was out of necessity. Was out of knowing that the license is suspended and all that. Knowing that there's no insurance on this car. Knowing that stickers ain't been replaced in 2 years. And I was studying. And I already had the stuff in the glove box. I already had the nationality card and all that. And this was the time for me, not for some Moorish nation or whatever like that. This was the time for me to see, is this stuff real or is this some BS? We're going to see if it's BS right now. We're going to see if it's BS right now. And came out the other end unscathed. But I wasn't a nigger with a fez. I looked like a nigger, but I had Moorish knowledge because I've been studying for the past 4 years. And then when there was court, I didn't have to get a lawyer. Didn't need a lawyer. Because I knew that I have to be the one to go in there and speak on what the matters are. And they were threatening with their, you know what I mean, locked up, no license, no insurance, no this, no that, no this, no that. Just like, no, you're not gonna get all these. You can't get all these. Pick one. So people think that I'm gonna shy away from telling you that if you're not competent, you better go get a lawyer, because Moore's not a lawyer, and the Liar movie, and everybody knows you can't trust the lawyer, and the only guy knows that you can't, whatever like that, and everybody knows that they're a fraud, and everybody knows that they're... And what's that have to do with anything? Don't these people have an oath? Don't they have certain obligations to the client? So why wouldn't you use that tool called a lawyer with your so-called Moorish knowledge that you got, since you hired them, which means they work for you? Why don't you just tell this lawyer what to tell him? And bet you it's going to go smoother than you going up there trying to tell him something. Because one of the two things is going to happen. Either lawyer is going to be honorable and say, you know what? I understand where you're coming from with the Moorish, whatever like that and all that stuff. But these people aren't, they're not going with that. How about we go this way, and then you still get all the remedy that you want, and they get the remedy that they want because it was done the way that they want it to get done. Lawyer could do that for you if they're honorable. Because you can't know all that law and be a trader. And if you're a trader willingly, just like people say, everybody knows that those are lawyers or whatever like that. Okay. But we know lawyers. We know attorneys. We know people who could be judge, who they don't debate what we're talking about because they're Masons. And they already know what's up. They're black Masons, European Masons, but they're Masons. They know what's up. So it's not something like, because you showed a license, you're not a Moor. Because you showed a passport, you're not a Moor. Because you showed whatever to these colonists who are occupying your land, invaded your land, and are occupying it. If they're not burning you in the middle of the town square for doing salat, you ain't got no worries with them and who you are and all that stuff. You could be who you're supposed to be. And you should be who you're supposed to be. But if you're a novice at being who you are, don't be playing games with these people. They're criminals. When we came into this in 2008, you think after we nationalized 2008, you think between 2008 and 2010, we didn't get tickets or something? Or didn't have to go to landlord court or something? Or didn't have to do whatever? And what do? We went and dealt with it like a Negro would deal with it. Because we know out here, these people are criminals. I don't know where you're at, but they don't even call them magistrate here. They call them justice of the peace. They don't even call them judge. I don't know where you're at. Where we're at, they say that they're de facto. And they're standing on their de facto position. And their de facto position has credibility because there's stateless people, which is the energy drink of the B system. The monster drink for the B system is all these people who are incompetent, that don't want to know the truth about their nationality and birthrights, that don't want to know the truth about their nationality and birthrights. But so they don't want to know the truth about their nationality. They don't want to know the truth about their nationality and their birthrights. That makes them food for the B system. So then all you have to do is know the truth about your nationality and birthrights, and now you feed yourself. Every Moor with a turban and fez isn't your friend and your brother. There's traitors in this movement. And you know them by their deeds. Because the traitors are, look at me. They want you to see them. They want the popularity. They want the popularity. This is all of them. So it's saying all that to remind you that it's your own that's going to sell you out. The people who said, oh my God, I'm in love with her. Could you do the ceremony for our obligation and all that stuff? Now they're sneak dissing. Now they're sneak dissing. It's always going to be your own. Look, we're telling you. We give honors to this modern European brother, Latif Bey, who's blonde hair and all that stuff. And he's riding for Moors more than Moors. He's riding for Moors more than Moors? How is he riding for Grand Sheik Kudro and a Moor is telling you, oh, he saw somebody get a lawyer, so he's not credible. He's dishonorable because he told his sister to get a lawyer. Because the other part that you don't know is all the people who say, well, I want to do it the Moorish way, whatever like that. And then they do that, and then they get their ass kicked by these colonists, right? Then they're going to come right back and be saying that, why didn't you tell me that they were... I told you got a lawyer. What do you mean, why didn't I tell you something? I told you go get a lawyer. I told you don't play games with these people. They're criminals. Nah, you want to try the Moorish whatever because you were watching House of Ram and Taj said, all right, then go do your thing. Don't cry after, though. Don't cry after. Don't you dare cry. Fix your lip. Fix your lip. Don't even let that tear drop down. Give you something to cry for. and give you something to cry for. And that's happened many a times. Coming back, cussing me out. Well, you should have told me about whatever. No, I told you go get a lawyer because you're a dumbass. You don't study. You want to go party. You want to go to the club. You want to go to the game. You want to go to all the other stuff that you should be studying because you got court in 5 days. What do you mean you going somewhere? You got court. What do you mean you got something to do other than this issue that you got with these criminals coming up in 5 days? But you want to use the Moorish thing? This doesn't work like that, honey. Sorry. This doesn't work like that. Sorry. I don't know who played you and thought you're just going to slide some paper to these criminals and they're just going to do what the paper says or something. Whoever lied to you in their little live Zoom stuff and all that stuff like that, they're liars. These people are criminals. They would kidnap you for a year. Ask Moorish militia. They'll kidnap you for a year just because they can. No, what law are you talking about? What case law are you talking about? Case law what? What case law? These people are criminals. What case law? What judge said something? That's theory. These people are criminals. Been telling you that for years. And why are people criminals? Because good people see evil and do nothing. They just want to bitch and complain. Not do anything to try to solve the problem. Zero. Not do anything. Just looking out for their selfish self as usual. Mr. Opportunist. Mrs. Opportunist. Mr. and Mrs. No Responsibility Bay. Then play yourself and then complaining when we already told you. What more you want? What more do you want?
Y'all got them fucked up. Look at them. They sent a couple of them home. They all packed their shit up and shut this motherfucker down. Nigga, who y'all think y'all playing with? Mexico, man, this is what black people need to be on, man. I swear to God, I love this shit. They are packing their shit up and shutting this motherfucker, huh? On my mama, all that shit. They are not bullshitting. The Mexicans shut this motherfucker down. Nigga said, fuck you, bitch. And really, see, this is what I'm talking about, baby. I swear to God, they got me here geeked up on my Malcolm X shit. On my mama, nigga. Fuck the bullshit, nigga. Look at this. They shut this bitch down. They pissed them off, nigga. And they said, fuck you, we out. We not working no more today. Kiss my ass, nigga. I'll let y'all tomorrow. On my mama. That's great. Look, ain't nobody here. We're just cleaning up. We're going home. It's over, bro, with the essays, nigga. Fuck it. Going to the crib.
He's gonna ride with the essays. The black guy's gonna ride with the essays. Huh? North Wall. Diego Rivera, The Aztec World, History of Mexico Murals, 1929 fresco, Palacio Nacional, Mexico City. Mexico City. Mexico City? What do you mean? What do you mean this is Mexico? What do you mean this is Mexico? Oh yeah. We can't forget to get the Moor in there. Let's get the Moor in there. Get the hell out of here. Right, the scimitar, right? The fez with the tassels. There's Montezuma with his Moorish hat. Yeah, the Moorish hat, that's a turban. Right? And then the mushroom cap up there. Right. Right? He's gonna get on his Mexican, right? He doesn't know that that's him. He should be walking off with him. Spanish or not. Spanish or not. He should be walking off with them. Mexico. This is what they're saying it looked like. This is what they're saying it looks like. This is not what we're saying. This is what they're saying. How are we not the first people over here? They came and saw. The North Wall, the Aztec world. The title of the mural on the North Wall refers to Mesoamerica before the Spanish invasion. Here focuses on the Aztecs, the Mexica, just like Moore said in the chat. Rivera's representation of the deity Quetzalcoatl, feathered serpent, seated in the center of the composition, wearing a headdress of Quetzalcoatl feathers, draws an imagery from colonial era sources, in particular an image of Quetzalcoatl from the Florentine Codex. And Quetzalcoatl fezzes up with the scimitar. The fez and the feathers together, not feathers versus feathers, feathers versus fezzes, fezzes versus turbans, and all that. It's all one. So the people who are for unity might actually be for disunity. Because if a modern European could rep for the Canaanland Moors Grand Sheik, then why shouldn't every Moor rep? You tell me this European's a sellout now? This European is some working against the Moors with the European? You tell me you're going to go through all those videos on Latif Bey's channel, and you're going to say, based on all those videos that he put out, he's for the colonizer, not the Moors? If this modern European could rep, if these so-called Mexicans can rep, put it in the mural so it lasts forever, so no one could say that that's not what it is. If Quetzalcoatl has a fez on and a scimitar, and you're still dumb, you got mental problems. You should probably go get a lawyer. Just go hire an attorney. Go get court appointed attorney or something like that, because you're a dumbass. And these people are just gonna kidnap you and you'll just disappear. Like Moors who disappeared. You know where Moors are. From 08 to now, Moors, you just don't know where they are. Where are these Moors at? Just like we asked these people with the rise of the Moors pictures. Where's all the people that used to be in them pictures? If we say rise of the Moors pictures right now, how much people are going to be in the picture? Bet you probably not get 10 people. Why? Because I told you, everybody sold you out. So you ought to think that your own. It has to be the modern European that, no, it my European nothing. It's your own. Still selling you out. Still selling you out. You know how many sellouts came and tried to take down our temple? All they do is end up leaving and starting their own BS, telling people 5,000 for stuff. It's your own. Don't worry about some modern European. They've been done since 1930. At that point, the boulder that was rolling down reached the bottom and Babylon was powder in 1930. And look at you. You want your own way. You want to be an opportunistic, selfish nincompoop. Because you don't see the bigger picture. Thinking about it's your damn self. Always thinking about yourself. Always thinking about your damn self. Selfish. Never thinking about somebody else. Look at me. Look at me. And that's all they are. The look at me's. That's what they are. The look at me's. Exactly what they are. Exactly what they are. The look at me's. The look at me Moors. The I'm beautiful Moors. My turban is wrapped beautifully. Look at me Moors. Goofballs. This who you have making your ID. This guy. This guy. Y'all went from Grand Chic Nature, El Bey, Hakeem Bey, Asir the Duke of Tears, Oba Shango El, Taj Tariq Bey for this. This is where y'all are at right now. This is where y'all at right now. This is your representation. This is your plenipotentiary. This is your plenipotentiary. Now I see why certain Moors said F this and just went underground. It makes complete sense now. But they realize that's your own. It's gonna sell you out. And the only ones who are gonna be saved are the ones who are gonna save themselves. The only ones that are gonna be saved are the ones who are going to save themselves. And if you can't save yourself, don't worry. Just get a lawyer. Don't be giving some Moorish consulate, whoever, 5,000 to handle your affairs. Don't. You might as well just get a lawyer. Because all they're doing is making hotel companies rich when you give them their finance. They're not doing anything for the Moorish nation. At least you could give this honorable individual $5,000 and they'll do something honorable for you. Because we know lawyers, attorneys who are good people. Not all of them are a vampire trying to suck your neck. Stop the BS. I fell and a fag is the only one that said, hey, you all right? How's a fag the only one? Everybody just walking, passing by looking. And a fag. I'm going to get mad? You're a fag. Why are you talking to me and all that stuff? Stop the BS. Until you come to your senses and realize that you're going to have to save yourself, there's no one coming. Came already. Jesus came. His name is Noble Drew Ali. Muhammad came. His name is Noble Drew Ali. Buddha came. His name is Noble Drew Ali. Quetzalcoatl came. His name is Noble Drew Ali. Buried in Burr Oak Cemetery. So he's not coming again. There's no reincarnated him. There's no reincarnated him. Ain't nobody coming back. That's it. You had your chances. Now it's sink or swim. You don't know how to swim? You better learn how to swim or you're done for. Because while you're playing go to the club or whatever like that, the boat has left the dock. And now you're on the train that's off the rails. He came already. Told you. What those Mexicans do. Same thing Drew Ali told these Moors to do. All for one, one for all. Not playing no division games and all that stuff when it comes to, yo, this beast played a game with you? No way, he didn't. No way. He called you Indian? Oh, hell no. We're leaving right now. We're leaving. We're leaving right now. Negroes wouldn't dare. Negroes wouldn't dare. And I'm sure if you go around, if you do a little tally or whatever like that, all nations, that's how they move. The only ones who's playing games are the ones who don't want to be a Moorish nation, but they want to be every other nation. But they don't want to be a Moorish nation. I'm not Chinese. I'm not Asiatic. Big dummy. That's why you perish. The lack of knowledge. Like the master teacher said in the old videos on the VHS. Lack of belief? Nope. Lack of faith? Nope. Like eating too many peanut butter sandwiches? Nope. Lack of knowledge. The VHS days. With the braids. We want those ones back. Rod Hayes took Taj whole swag. Took his whole stuff. Blue Marina and everything. Took Taj whole thing. Then you look at Lamont, same thing. Took Taj whole thing. You watch that Zoom. You watch one of them Zooms that they do. Enforce the Constitution. They're Taj clones. The only difference is they're going to charge you. Taj would have never charged you. They're playing with you. Your own. Your own. Exactly. Done with the sellouts. Done with the sellouts. Right? The damn song's supposed to be about body politic, and people are talking about guns and stuff in their verse comes. And they're shooting air guns in the Moorish gear. Hey, look at me, people. Look at me, everybody. 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 Everybody wants to be a Moor and a nigger at the same time. So I can't be a Moorish nigger. Stop this. You're Moorish Americans or what? What are we? What are we? Everybody's look at me. Everybody. Stop. If they haven't, if they're not on VHS or DVD, they're not a scholar. Stop listening to them. If you can't pull up a VHS of them or a DVD of them, forget podcasts and all that stuff. Forget podcasts. Where's the lecture that these people did? Where they were on the stage and then there was an audience. I want to see that. I don't want to see them in their bathroom going live. That's a scholar. Them laying on the bed, chilling. They're just there, just chilling. That's you people scholars? Get the hell out of here. Get the hell out of here. None of your flimsy scholars could talk to Drew Ali and the Moors. None of them. None of your online whoever's. Zero. Full of BS. Sitting there geeked out before you leave too. Before you damn leave too. You're in there still. Like a Negro.
Y'all got them fucked up. Come on. Look at them. They sent a couple of them home. They all packed their shit up and shut this motherfucker down. Nigga, who y'all think y'all playing with? Mexico, man, this is what black people need to be on, man. I swear to God, I love this shit. They are packing their shit up and shutting this motherfucker, huh? On my mama, all that shit. They are not bullshitting. The Mexicans shut this motherfucker down. Nigga said, fuck you, bitch. And Billy, see, this is what I'm talking about, baby. I swear to God, they got me here geeked up on my Malcolm X shit. On my mama, nigga. Fuck the bullshit, nigga. Look at this. They shut this bitch down. They pissed them off, nigga. They said, fuck you, we out. We not working no more today. Kiss my ass, nigga. I'll let y'all tomorrow. On my mama. That's great. Look, ain't nobody here. We're just cleaning up. We're going home. It's over, I'm riding with the essays, nigga. Fuck it. Go to the crib. Go to the casa. Hasta luego, man. Muy bien. You swear to God, these motherfuckers want to play it today. Amigos, get about this.
You lost it. He lost it. He lost it. Just because they walked off the JOB as a nation. Yeah. If he came up here and see how the Punjabis do it, he'd be going off. And they'll be just dark as him too. Be just dark as him too. Right. These Moors said FOH and walked off as a nation. And the Negroes there, remember Django? Before he jumped on the horse without the saddle at the end, and the dummies just sitting there in the cage. This was him. As somebody stateless. Look at the dynamics, right? I told you that the Mexicans, I don't know what the hell you were told. This is how Mexicans look, according to them. This is how Mexicans look. Right? I don't care what they're showing you today as a Mexican. This is how Mexicans look. So, if Mexicans look like this, and there's people who look like this today, but they speak English, they could be Mexicans. Stop the BS. They could be Mexicans who lost their culture because the colonization, and they lost their language, and they lost. This is what you lost. You lost some go back to Africa BS. This is what you lost. This is the culture that you lost. Right over here. You didn't lose some culture from the continent of Africa. It's culture from right here that you lost. So he should be walking off with him as one of the Asiatic nations of North America. The key of civilization was and is in the hands of the Asiatic nations. The Moorish, who were the ancient Moabites and the founders of the holy city of Mecca. And we said Mecca, Chicago. The Egyptians, who were the Hammatites, and a direct descendant of Mizraim. The Arabians, the seed of Hagar, Japanese and Chinese. The Hindus of India, the descendants of the ancient Canaanites, Hittites, and Moabites from the land of Canaan. The Asiatic nations and countries in North, South, and Central America. The Moorish Americans and the Mexicans in North America, right? The Moorish Americans and Mexicans in North America, not the Moorish Canadians and the Moorish United Statesians and Mexicans. He said the Moorish Americans and Mexicans in North America. And if the Moorish Americans are descendants of Moroccans born in America, then in North America, above Mexico, has to be Morocco. If descendants of Moroccans born there are called Moorish Americans. Just like the Brazilians, Argentinians, and Chileans in South America. Colombians, Nicaraguans, and natives of San Salvador in Central America, etc. All of these are Muslims. All of these. All of these are Moors. All of these are Moors. And you could go to RV Bay Publications and then get further on Moors and Mexicans. And that's 5 notes. It's not 5,000. Oh, you didn't know? Oh, let me update you. I didn't know you didn't know.
Concept. Reason why I'm bringing this concept is because it's a lot of people. I've been in this movement for 10 to 11 years. And it's a lot of people that's claiming positions, claiming offices, claiming titles of nobility, but not demonstrating. What happens is this, and I'm telling you from experience. People come around the movement, right? They listen. They listen to who is hot in the movement, who has clout in the movement, right? From their perspective, from their perception. And they learn from them, right? They listen to the words. They read the documents. Then, maybe like a year, 2 years later, or sometime in between, they start promoting and marketing their product. The product could be paperwork, sovereignty packages, UCC packages, administrative processes, you know, with the forms, or you got to do the 1056, 1099, A, C, and OID, right? 1 second. The debt, you know, they're saying that they lent you some money, so you got to pay them back. So, okay, well, you can use Article 1, Section 10 and dispute that alone. Okay. You see what I'm saying? And we have the other documents on the website for people to use as templates, or if you want us to basically give you the service of consular assistance where we draft the documents for you. For mortgages, that's $5,000. For foreclosures, it's $7,000. And like I said, we draft the documents for you.
Yeah, so just so you know, in case you didn't hear. In case you didn't hear that, you know, your Moorish consular general and the crew over there at the Moorish consulate, and, you know, Taj is with them, so they must be credible. Yeah, we just got the scoop that they got $5,000 to $7,000 packages that they're selling you. These are your Moorish representatives. This is what you got left with now. Traders. That's all you got. Backbiters. Look at me ears. Show offs. No sincerity. But remember, it's only going to be a handful saved. The fingers left over, so, you know. If you're not dangling from a cuticle or something like that, trying to get in the hand, then, you know, do your thing. There's only going to be a handful saved. And few are going to be in the hand comfortably. People are going to be struggling to get up in their hands. It's your own. Never forget. It's your own. Don't you dare forget that it's your own. I'll never tell you.
About Dahomey and Benin, West Africa, and the three things that they attempted to do upon the black men, and that is in the black women, and that is they walked around the tree. How many remember the Detroit Tribal Revival? And they put three potential, they were never cursed people, but potential curses on those people, and that is of sexual immorality, financial instability, and utter poverty, and that they would forget their roots and where they came from. And that's what I'm going to be, my whole teaching today is on the third one there that I want to take a look at. Again, they attempted to put a voodoo or obeah curse on them of sexual immorality, number 2, financial instability and utter poverty, and number 3, that they would forget their roots and where they came from. All right, let's go into culture. So how are we going to reach this specific culture? Watch what happens. Now, we're going to pull up and we're going to talk about history. And we have to go back into their history to explain where they came from. And number 2, in America, because we live in a democracy slash republic, many of you start out in the very beginning like, I don't really care. Well, by the time it's done, trust me, their life has changed. Amen. Let's go in right now. Let's follow the narrator right now. This comes out of, part of it comes out of a narration in Torah 201. You saw some of this with the history of the African people in the Bible. And what are we doing now? What are we doing right now? We're going in to identify culture.
Africa, then and now. In ancient biblical times, Africa was known by many names. Number 1, Akibulan, mother of all mankind.
Right? Everybody knows that's not Africa. That's why Africa's over here. Because it's not over there. Over there is Al-Kabilan. Oh yeah. And before I forget, Moore said this in the chat. You ever wonder why it's Mexican and not Mexican? If they're from Mexico, they should be Mexicoans. It should be Mexicoians, not Mexicans. Because Mexica will have Mexicans. Peru have Peruvians. Oh yeah, and I caught that one with the democracy/republic. Right? Because you can't give it all up. Right?
Garden of Eden. Number 2, Kemet. 3, Libya. 4, Artiga. 5, Corfu. 6, Egypt. 7, Ethiopia. 8, Sudan. 9, Olympia. 10, Hesperia. 11, Oceania. North Africa and Northeast Africa, now presently the Middle East, was linked by a strip of land called the Sinai Peninsula. The completion of the Suez Canal on November 17, 1869, severed the physical link that connected North Africa and Northeast Africa. The final separation came in World War II when the war correspondents coined the term Middle East to describe the area that now encompasses Israel.
If you've got the Airbnb app on your phone, you're already halfway to making 6 figures in semi-passive monthly income.
Jordan, Syria, Lebanon, Iran, Saudi Arabia, Oman, Yemen, Kuwait, Bahrain, Iraq, the United Arab Emirates, and Qatar.
That's why Asher Kwesi said years ago, if there's a Middle East, where's the Middle West? Where's the Middle North? Where's the Middle South? And it was an unlocker because of the mental enslavement, fictitious things being implanted. Just like they do with the food now, that they got fictitious food, people don't even care that grapes don't have seeds. It's not even, grapes just don't have seeds. It's deep what they did with our people. This is why it's only for the ones who are going to save themselves. Because ain't nobody coming to save you.
So what happened is that now we're going to set the stage right now, okay? Look at your notes again. So what have we learned? That Africa did not have just the name Africa, isn't that right? It had several names. So that's really critical. We understand that. We become familiar with those terms. And I'll tell you, so that when you sit on a seat on an airplane, we begin to open up a discussion and we begin to dialogue with them. Now, Rabbi, why would you even concern them? I mean, like, who really cares about this? Well, in the last days is a prophecy. And we're seeing the prophecy being fulfilled. In Deuteronomy 30, verses 1 through 6, God said he's going to regather and ingather those who he has scattered to the nations. The Bible says he's going to bring them back to the land, making an aliyah to the land, and they're going to have a greater heritage in the land. Isn't that right? Amen? Okay, we're going to stop right there. Now we're going to begin to take a look at the history of this. This is some great stuff if you can hang in there. So what I'm going to do right now from the beginning of Genesis all the way through, I'm going to show you the line that most people do not understand. And when people say that color doesn't matter to them, but it matters to someone who is in inner city, who has went through a struggle, who every time they walked into a place, they were the isolated people, and etc. How many know that? Amen? And so you have to identify with the culture. You have to love the culture. You have to have a passion for the culture. You have to become knowledgeable of what's going on. Because sometimes the worst fight I find within the black culture is the black culture. They all fight amongst each other. Amen? So a lot of times we've just got to have them understand, knowledgeable of what's going on. Because sometimes the worst fight I find within the black culture is the black culture. They all fight amongst each other. Amen? So a lot of times we've just got to have, because sometimes the worst fight I find within the black culture is the black culture. They all fight amongst each other. Amen?
Why? Because one of us is a sellout and a traitor. That's why there's infighting. That's why there's infighting. There's one that's a traitor. There's one that wants to be a field nigger, and there's one that wants to be a house nigger. And house nigger thinks he's right. Field nigger thinks he's right. When field nigger's the one that's right, because he's the only one who wants to leave the damn plantation, because there's a whole world out there. Hell, we eating with the pigs or whatever like that. When there's mango trees right over there. What are you talking about? Well, we're in the house, so we'll be all right. You know, you just gotta. No. No. There's two sides. But one of the sides is against progress. And all these other races don't have this issue because they deal with their traitors. Or don't deal with their traitors. And the traitors get excommunicated and they gotta go somewhere else. We want to give awards to snitches. We want to give awards. Awards for sodomy.
So a lot of times we've just got to have them understand that God has a covenant promise for these people.
Amen.
And their covenant promise, even though part of that curse, if they all be a curse, again, they were never cursed people, is that they would forget their roots and where they came from. So when we were in Barbados, I asked the whole crowd, a large crowd there, I asked them a question. I said, how many of you know Moses? And they all raised a hand. I said, so I'm going to ask you a question. If I ask you this, when you envision this, okay, tell me what color skin he has. Okay, you can see here the pin drop in the place in here. What do you think they said? What do you think they said?
Final put.
White. And I said, well, that's interesting. I said, if I ask you the name Joseph in the Bible, what color skin would you say? Now, this is an all-black culture. This is all-black community. Okay? What do you think they said? White. Okay? If I asked them, who enslaved you in Africa, who do you think they said? Wow. I told them, you flunked every exam.
Yeah.
Okay, now, so what's my agenda? How am I witnessing? How to witness the Torah? Say that with me. How to witness the Torah.
How to witness the Torah.
Okay, so if the culture cannot see themselves in the Torah, you can't witness the Torah.
That's right.
You're done. You're whistling Dixie. Because if you think you can come and teach them the principles of God, when they don't even believe that they're even in the Bible, and no one before them ever did them, in the back of their mind said, well, then nobody else did them, why should I do them? They have to see themselves in the culture, in the scriptures, in the text. And ladies and gentlemen, whether you think, and I know this is a highly, pray for me, will you please pray for me? How many feel I can feel a pin drop in the place? Talk to your sisters, amen? And part of the reason why, no offense, part of the reason why black churches don't teach this is because they don't want to get in the struggle either. They don't want to make it, quote unquote, racially motivated. People, this has nothing to do with racially oriented. I'm going to say that again. This has nothing to do with being racially oriented. This is biblical.
Amen.
I'm going to repeat that. This is biblical.
Amen.
These are biblical people. If they weren't, why are they in the Bible? If God didn't want you to see this,
At Canadian Tire, quality means putting products to the test. So they work when you need them, and when someone needs a hand. Thousands of products are tested. Only the best earn the badge.
Then why did he write it? He did it because it has to do with his story, Yahweh's story. He has a plan. Come on, everybody, in the last days, his plan. All right? And this plan is to gather and regather the tribes. So the priesthood, and then I turned to my black culture and I said, what? Your bloodline is priesthood? And no one told you that? I mean, like, not even one sermon? And no one told you that? What? Your bloodline is priesthood? And no one told you that?
The Moors are the high priests of Anu. And the Moors are the Persian priests. And the Moors are the North African. You have to realize that it's your own that hasn't been telling you. When majority of them are Boule and Masons and they know. You're telling your own sold you out. But you're playing games. I know it's hard to believe. It's very hard to believe. It's very hard to believe. But, you know, you can't swallow that pill, just crush it up then. Just crush up the pills that you can't swallow. That's all you gotta do. You'll be alright. But just throw it back with some water. You're the priesthood, the Asiatics of North America, who need to learn to love instead of hate, especially with their own. Especially with their own. Want to hate more than love their own. And they're so filled with hate that when they see their own getting love, they want to try to destroy that love. Because they want it all for themselves. Look at me. The same ones that he's telling you about that didn't tell you that you're the priest caste. All you Asiatics of North America who lost their culture and don't know who you are, you're the high priest of Anu. I'll tell you about Enki and Enlil and all this stuff like that, and then tell you you're the high priest of Anu. You're not going there though. You're everybody, but you're not the high priest of Anu. It's your own that has you in the messed up stuff that you're in. And it's going to be you and your own and the sympathizers who are going to help you out of it. That's just what it is. Honors to all the Moors worldwide. Happy holy day to all the Moors. Honors to all the Moors worldwide. Honors to the Prophet, Noble Drew Ali. Supreme honors. Supreme honors to Prophet Drew Ali. Drew Ali is the man. Brought everything that it takes to save a nation. And told Moors, take it and save yourself. Honors to all the Moors worldwide. Worldwide. Peace and love to all the Moors.